Good morning. How are you today? It's a pleasure to be here again so early in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. But al que madruga se supone que Dios sí le ayuda. So maybe he'll help you. It's too late. To help me, it's too late. Ya es tarde. Too late. But for you, maybe there's a possibility. Yes. So, expressions, page 123. At the top. In depth. Deep, purple, deep. Deep is profundo. Deep. Profound. Existe profound. Profound es profundidad esotérica. Deep is wow, muy deep. It's very deep. 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 Profundo. Profundidad is depth. 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 Paz y tranquilidad. Paz, papth, depth. Imagina que se inserta una P en paz. Papth, papth, pepth, depth. O sea, puedes practicarlo, depth. In depth means in profundidad. Vamos a entrar en profundidad en este tema. Mucho detalle. In depth. Johnny Depth? No, Johnny Depp. Pero Johnny Depp, con una Z al final, TH en inglés, depth. Johnny Depth, in depth. I'm going to perform an in-depth analysis of this situation. Un análisis en profundidad. And an in-depth analysis. Yes, okay. The next one, in due course. Me gusta esto. En su debido momento. I need help. Yeah, my house is on fire. Yeah, firemen will come in due course. In due course. In debido curso. Due, escrito due. Due. In due course. Course como curso. Curso en inglés. English course. In due course means a su debido tiempo. Yes, a su debido. In due course. In good shape. I'm in good shape. ¿A que sí? Bueno, I need to reduce a little bit, pero no lo voy a hacer. Because if I reduce here, I reduce here. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Besides, men at my age, normal health, have a little bit of a tummy. Tummy. Stomach. All right. Yes, but I'm in good shape. I'm in good shape. Estar de buena forma física. To be fit. I'm fit. Pero se dice más en shape. Shape como forma, configuración. I'm in good shape. I'm in great shape for my age. Yeah. To be in good shape. To get into shape, to be out of shape. I'm out of shape. I use this all the time when I was running. I ran the 200 meters and the 400 meters. And sometimes the 100 meters. And I remember starting in January, February, I was out of shape. I was playing basketball. I was in shape physically, but I was not in shape specifically for running. I was in shape for jumping and shooting and guarding, marcando things in basketball, but not in shape for running the 100 meters. I needed to get back into shape. Volver a ponerme en forma, to get back into shape. To fall out of shape, to be out of shape, to get back into shape, and then to be in good shape. Or to be in great shape. Yeah, to be in good shape. All right, and one more. In hot water. Oh, estoy en agua caliente. ¿Y eso qué será? Estoy en agua caliente. Estoy metido en un buen lío. I'm in hot water. Hasta aquí. I'm in hot water. Yeah. ¿Cómo me metí? Vaya el lío en que me metió. I'm in hot water. Oh my God. I'm in a mess. I'm in trouble. In a mess. I'm in a big mess. I'm in hot water. Ella se metió en un lío cuando confundió los números para el presupuesto. Okay. She got herself, se metió a sí misma. She got herself into. She got herself in hot water. She's in hot water now. I'm in hot water, you're in hot water, everybody's in hot water. If you don't learn English, you're in hot water, my friend. You're in a big mess. All right. Those are the four. 4 every day. I'm going to do 1 page a day. Let's see, if I do 1 page a day, let's see, this is program number 1020. We're going to go to 1200, which means I have 180 days left. Me quedan 180 días, ¿no? Sí, o clases, vamos, programas. I have 180 shows or classes left. Now this is page 124. And there are 255. So I can do it. We'll finish this year, this academic year. We'll finish this book. Yeah. Besides, I don't like this book. Well, I like it. It's cool. There are a lot of very, very, very important expressions. But this is not a priority for your English, except for listening comprehension. Don't try. Well, if you have a very high level, okay. But if you have an intermediate or low level, don't try to memorize and use these expressions. It's not a priority. Yes, you need to understand them. Okay, gain fluency. Gain fluency, my favorite book. Page 66, paragraph number 4. Paragraph 584. 584. There's a famous tourist. This is based on a true story. This is based on a true. That happened to me. Okay. There's a famous tourist attraction in New Mexico, Nuevo Mexico. There's a new tourist attraction, atracción turística, se dice también en español, ¿no? Yeah. There's a famous tourist attraction in New Mexico called White Sands. Arenas blancas. Yes. It's very impressive, by the way. Very, very impressive. I remember, I've been to White Sands twice in my life. The first time I was 17 years old when I was living in Oklahoma. But my family, my parents and me, my sister was at the university. My parents and I joined my aunt and uncle in Ruidoso, Nuevo Mexico. Ruidoso, se llama Ruidoso. It's famous. Well, it's a resort. And it has important horse racing. Gané $1,000 en el hipódromo. Yeah. I've told that story. ¿No te acuerdas de la historia? All right. But we were in Ruidoso. Ruidoso, but we don't, Americans don't say Ruidoso. We say Riadosa. And then from Riadosa, to go to White Sands, you go up the mountains, driving the car, and you go down. So there's a mountain range, una sierra montañosa. There's a mountain range between Ruidosa y Arenas Blancas, White Sands. All right. Now, I was 17 and I wasn't paying attention to what my parents and my uncles, aunt and uncle were talking about. But we were going up. When my uncle was driving, and when we reached the top of the mountain pass at Porto, you could see, whoa, you could see beautiful. You could see for 100 miles. But there was a mirror on the ground. There was a mirror, parecía un espejo a lo lejos, reflejando el sol. Como un espejo normal, pero grande, enorme. And I said to my uncle, Jack, my God, it's blinding. What is it? It's a mirror? He said, no, that's White Sands. The color of this table is big. It's about, 1,000 hectares. It's big. And it's strange geological phenomenon. And the sand is as white as this table, as white as this book. And of course the sun was shining on it, boom, and reflected. And it looked like a mirror. When we reached White Sands, okay, fine, and I saw White Sands. That was 17. Maybe 25 years later, with my children, we went to White Sands. We were driving from Texas to Colorado, Denver, where my sister lived, and we drove on a route to go through White Sands. Now, that's where the story starts here. Okay. There's a famous tourist attraction in New Mexico called White Sands. They say, dicen, y es verdad, they say it rains there only once every 5 years. It rains there only once every 5 years. Okay. I took my family last year, no es verdad, hace 1000 años, but I took my family last year, and it rained the whole time we were there. This is an exaggeration. We went to White Sands. We parked the car, went out onto the sands in las dunas out there, and it started sprinkling. Sprinkle is chispear, chispear. But more and more, and so we had to finally run back to the car. And we were not able to see White Sands because it started raining a lot. So we continued our trip, but it was enough. We spent maybe 10 minutes on the dunes in White Sands. This is an area that is protected or under the supervision of the United States government. In this area, they have the rocket testing, las pruebas de cohetes in this area, near Alamogordo, and it's New Mexico is a very interesting state, very, very interesting, fascinating state. And White Sands is one of the many places. Las Cruces, Alamogordo, y Verdad o Consecuencias. ¿Te suena, no? And there's a town called Truth or Consequences. Okay. But in any case, interesting state. So there's a famous tourist attraction in New Mexico called, llamado, White Sands. They say, se dice, cuando en español se suele decir se dice. Se dice que llueve una vez cada 5 años. Pero en inglés no se dice se dice, se dice dicen. El famoso they. Siempre hay un chiste. Es el famoso they. Nadie sabe quién es they. Los que dicen estas cosas. The famous they. They say that it rains only once every 5 years. Cada 5 años. Every, no each. It rains only once every 5 years. I took my family last year. I took my family last year, and it rained the whole time we were there. The whole time we were there. The whole time, el entero tiempo, o tiempo entero, que estuvimos ahí. Pero el que lo quito. The whole time that we were there. The whole time we were there. And it rained the whole time we were there. Bad luck. Once every 5 years. The next one, paragraph 585. Before sending humans into space, the Russians sent dogs. In the US, they sent chimpanzees. Since 1960, however, they've only sent humans with very few accidents. This is true. Before sending humans into space. Fijaos que digo into. Claro, español diría, antes de enviar los seres humanos al espacio exterior. Al espacio. Al. Pero en inglés decimos into, como si entraran en un recinto que se llama el espacio exterior. To come into the room. To put the pencil into. Porque entra, sí, lo pongo al, pero lo pongo en. In a. Into. O sea, llegar en Madrid, llegar a Madrid. Llegar, to come into. Entrar a la habitación o entrar en la habitación? ¿Cuál es correcto? Both? Ok. Pues en inglés lo resolvemos poniendo los dos. Entré en la habitación, en el cuarto. Entré en el cuarto. I went, o anduve en el cuarto. I walked into the room. And I'm putting the pencils, tiene su sentido, into the cup. And to go into outer space, to fly into outer space, to send humans into space, or outer space. El espacio interior, ¿cuál es? El espacio exterior, yeah. Okay, before sending humans, I'm a human. Marta's a human being. I'm a human. I'm a human being. She's a human being. And I imagine you're a human being as well. In the future, it'll be difficult to tell. With artificial intelligence and robots, probably in 50 years, are you human or are you a robot? Okay. It will be impossible to tell. To tell aquí es distinguir, discernir. It will be impossible to tell if a person is a person, a human being, or a robot. Okay. Para Victor will have that problem. I'm sure there will be some way, something. The smell, the eyes, there'll be something that gives away if the person's a person or a robot. Que revela o desvela, that gives away. To give away regala, etc. But before sending humans into space, the Russians sent dogs. This is true. Los rusos mandaban perros al espacio. In the US, they sent chimpanzees. You know chimpanzee? Chimpanzee. In fact, it's true that on Life magazine, the most popular magazine in the 1950s, the most popular weekly magazine, revista semanal, one of the covers shows they're opening el cápsula espacial, and they open the compuerta. There's a chimpanzee smiling. Yeah. He came back. They went up and, with the parachute coming down into the Atlantic Ocean, and they open it, and there's the chimpanzee smiling. You can find that picture. If you go into the internet, you can find that photograph. Before sending humans into space, the Russians sent dogs. Well, the Soviets sent dogs. In the US, they sent chimpanzees. Since 1960, desde el año 60, since 1960s, however, they've only sent humans with very few accidents. It's true. Tanto ruso como americano. Very few accidents. In space, for the Americans, no accidents. 3 astronauts died in a fire in Houston, in preparation, and there was a short circuit, cortocircuito, short circuit, and there was a fire inside the capsule, and they died. But in Houston, in the preparations, but in space, nobody's died. I think Russians, 1 or 2 only. Very sad, but in any case, so. They've only sent humans. Since 1960, however, they've only sent humans. Desde 1960, sin embargo, solo han enviado humanos, o seres humanos. Fíjense, they've only sent. They have only sent. Ellos han solamente enviado. They have only sent. Ahora enlacemos. They've only. Enlacemos. They've only sent humans with very few accidents. All right? Number 586. Texas. La da 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 da. Deep in the heart of Texas. All right. Profundo en el corazón de Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas. La, la, ta, ta. Y también la Rosa María de Texas. La, la, ta, 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 la, la, pa, pa, da, da. You know that song? The Yellow Rose of Texas. All right. The Texans, los Tejanos, gordos y sanos. Okay. The Texans won their independence from Mexico by attacking the Mexican army during the hour of their siesta. This is true. Only 11 Texas soldiers died, while 650 Mexicans were killed, pobrecitos. Yeah. The Mexican Santa Anna y Pérez de Lebrón. All right, Santa Anna was the president of Mexico and also General Santa Anna, and he came north, crossed the Rio Grande, and then defeated, killed all of them in this battle of Goliad. And then he went to San Antonio de Béjar, San Antonio, and in el famoso Alamo, the Alamo, he killed another 187 Texans. And then he went to Houston. Well, Houston didn't exist. He went to Harrisburg, se llamaba Harrisburg at that time. And he camped. 4,000 Mexicans, only 300 Texans. But the general was Sam Houston. Sam Houston, the father of Texas. And he said to his soldiers, listen, these Mexicans always take a siesta, a nap, after lunch. And the weather was hot. And so they decided to attack, a surprise attack on the Mexican camp about 2:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because they had lunch at 1 maybe. And then they went in, and they completely surprised the Mexicans, captured Santa Ana, and gained their independence. So that's the story. The Texans won their independence from Mexico. Ganaron su independencia a México, pero de México, porque Texas, de México. By attacking the Mexican army during the hour of their siesta. Yeah. El by aquí. Es opcional. Escucha. The Texans won their independence from Mexico attacking. Ganaron su independencia a México atacando el ejército. Pero decimos por atacando, mediante el atacar. Y se insertamos muchas veces by attacking. Pero es correcto sin by también. Lo hice convenciendo a Juanita. I did it convincing Juanita. I did it by convincing Juanita. So, the Texans won their independence from Mexico by attacking the Mexican army during the hour of their siesta. Only 11 Texas soldiers died, while 650 Mexicans were killed. It's un poco triste. It's a little sad. Yeah. But I'm a Texan, so we won, okay. But nevertheless, it's a bit sad. All right. The poor soldiers. Yes, that's war. 587, paragraph 587. You should always remember that you never have a second chance to make a good first impression. Never underestimate the importance of the first impression. Yeah, you should remember. Deberías recordar, hazte recordar. You should remember. You should, in my opinion, you should remember that you never have a second chance to make a good first impression. Okay, you never have a second opportunity. All right. Never underestimate, nunca subestimes, subvalores. Never underestimate. Never underestimate the importance of the first impression. Right, Marta? Right. She agrees with me. Yeah. Never underestimate the importance of the first impression. And remember, you should always make a good impression. And you never have a second chance to make a good first impression. All right? Okay, McKay? Good. The next one, the next to last, penultimo, page 66. You'll never be able to make money selling a product like that. Come on. You'll never be able to make money. Yeah, I want to sell. Quiero vender. I want to sell classical microphones. Voy a fabricar estos micrófonos al estilo clásico y venderlos en el mercado. Me voy a forrar. I'm going to make a killing. To make a killing is forrarse, hacer una matanza. Se dice, I'm going to, a exportas se dice. Voy a ganar dinero a exportas. I'm going to make so much money selling these microphones. And it says, y otro dice, Richard, you'll never make money selling a product like that. Come on. There isn't a market for it. You may find a few collectors, coleccionistas, colectores se dice en inglés, a few collectors who want to buy one for their collection, but no one else. No, I think it's a good business. There's no market for this. Collector's market, perhaps, but a collector's market is very small. No one else is interested in buying your classic microphone. Yeah, I am. Yo creo que sí vale. I don't know. All right. I'm out of time. See you tomorrow.